I have the best job in the world. We get to choose the problems that we work on, and we get to make discoveries that will have an impact.
I enjoy combining all the different clues, all the different pieces of the puzzle to form a coherent explanation.
I view the scientific process as a great adventure. At the frontiers of science, we really don't know what we're going to find, but we're confident that we're going to see things that no one has ever seen before.
My name is Professor Dichtel. I'm in the Department of Chemistry at Northwestern University. We are trying to control the structure of materials in ways that was not previously possible. And we do this by designing materials that have both chemical components but also free space, so they are porous. This combination allows us to design materials with amazing functions and unexpectedly good properties. Crystallizing molecules into two-dimensional covalent organic frameworks has been a goal in polymer science for nearly 100 years. How to design a material with this structure. In doing that, we will gain access to an entire class of materials that were not previously available that will be tunable for a broad range of applications. They can remove trace pollutants from water, store electricity, they can detect trace substances. It's a wide open frontier.
I'm Brian Metzger, Professor of Physics at Columbia University and a Senior Research Associate at Flatiron Institute. I am a theoretical astrophysicist who is interested in the explosive universe, the birth and death of stars, and what these events can teach us about the origin of the elements, particularly the heaviest elements, gold, silver, and platinum. But the heaviest elements like gold, they're a challenge to create. You need to take a lighter nucleus like iron and bombard it at a high rate with neutrons. The problem is that neutrons are rare in nature, and when two neutron stars collide, the debris from this collision can synthesize these very heavy elements, and this causes the matter ejected from the merger to glow and produce a signal that we can observe. My work was to make predictions for the appearance of this signal, what we call a kilonova. How bright should it be? What colors should it have? How can we use kilonova to tell us what types of heavy elements were created in these mergers? So on August 17, 2017, the LIGO Gravitational Wave Observatory detected its first neutron star merger. The theoretical models I developed for the appearance of that kilonova matched very well what was observed. And for the first time, astronomers had direct evidence that some of the heaviest elements in our universe can be created in neutron star mergers.
I'm Cliff Brangwin. I'm a professor of chemical and biological engineering at Princeton University and the Howard Hughes Medical Institute. Historically, people have thought about cells as machines with interlocking parts. What we now understand is that the cell is full of tens of thousands of different biomolecules, vastly more complex than any technology that human engineers have made. Our research tries to address the question of what are the physical rules that govern organization in living cells. And that's important because we need to understand those rules if we're going to treat human disease. Organelles are the little organs of cells. We discovered that biomolecules organize themselves in the absence of membranes into liquid droplets called membrane-less organelles through a process known as liquid-liquid phase separation. This process is pretty much the same physics that governs how water molecules condense into droplets in rain, for example. We've developed a set of technologies that allow us to control and interrogate phase separation in living cells. This is important because it provides predictive, quantitative framework for understanding membraneless organelles and how their formation might go awry in devastating human disease like Alzheimer's and ALS.
The dream for these materials is that they provide improved water security, better energy storage devices, and many other new technologies in the future.
The famous Carl Sagan quote, "The calcium in our teeth, the iron in our blood, the carbon in our apple pies were made in the interior of collapsing stars. We are made of star stuff."
If we can understand the principles at play in living cells, we're going to be able to develop technologies that will have a transformative impact on humanity.